The South Carolina Regiment will now fire its closing fire at the advancing Irish Regiment. To do this, we calculate its firing fatigue score. The firing fatigue score for the South Carolina Regiment will start with its basic 7, and we will add some tactical factors to this. We get +1 for short range, +3 for a smoothbore initial volley at short range, and a further +1 for rested weapons, giving them a total of 12. From this total is deducted the ragged volley minus of 2 to give a final firing fatigue score of 10. The South Carolina Regiment managed to roll a 5, which inflicts 2 fatigue hits on the closing Irish Regiment. The 2 hits scored by the South Carolina Regiment are insufficient to stop the Irish Regiment from closing. However, if the South Carolina Regiment had scored 3 fatigue hits, this would have driven the Irish Regiment back. We're now in the combat phase, and we will work through melee combat. Combat is fought over 3 rounds, and the units strike simultaneously. For the purposes of this video, we will do the Irish first. To fight the combat, we calculate the Irish Regiment's combat fatigue score. This is its starting fatigue score of 8 minus any fatigue hits it's already taken. In this case, it took 2 from closing fire. Therefore, its starting combat fatigue score before tactical modifiers is 6. To the combat factor of 6, we add tactical factors as follows: +2 for the Irish initiating the combat, and then -2 for them attacking across a linear obstacle. This leaves the Irish Regiment on a final close combat fatigue score of 6. The Irish roll their dice for the combat and roll a 5. This causes 1 fatigue hit on the South Carolina unit. Fighting being simultaneous, we're now going to do the South Carolina score. They start on a factor of 7, and they only have a tactical factor of defending a linear obstacle, which is worth +2, giving them a final total of 9. The South Carolina Regiment rolled a 7, and this causes 1 fatigue hit on the Irish. The fatigue hits are now added to the relevant units. The fatigue hits are now marked on the units, and as this was a 1-1 draw, both units need to take a morale check. Both units rolled the D10 for their morale check, and in both instances the units passed. Therefore there is no further effect, and round 2 of combat begins. As round 1 was a draw, round 2 the factors are as they are. The Irish Regiment starts on an 8 minus the 3 fatigue hits, gives him a 5, and he still takes the -2 for attacking over the linear obstacle. The South Carolina Regiment starts with a 7 minus the 1, gives him a 6, defending the linear obstacle makes it an 8. The round 2 dice rolls are made, and the South Carolina Regiment rolls a 2, scoring 2 fatigue on the Irish. In reply, the Irish managed to roll an 8, which is a miss, scores no fatigue at all. With the Carolina Regiment winning the second round of combat and forcing the Irish to retire, the Carolina Regiment has a choice. He can stay and defend his fence as normal, or he can pursue over the fence and hope to finish off the Irish Regiment. The tactical situation at the moment means we're going to stay behind this fence.